Hi, my name is Courtney Skinner. This is my speech number 2 for CST 100. This is my audience. How many of you are familiar with the top 5 religions in the world? Now I ask you, how many of you automatically associate the wearing of turbans or dastars with Muslim culture? What if I told you that 99% of individuals in the United States that wear turbans are actually of the Sikh culture, not Muslims? Lauren Marco, a journalist with Religion News Services, writes that Sikhism is the 5th largest religion in the world, with more than 500,000 that call the United States their home. Sikhism is a monotheistic religion stemming from India, in which their higher power, or God, is a universal, all-inclusive entity that is neither male nor female, or of any specific race or ethnicity. It is this freedom of interpretation that makes Sikhism such a diverse culture. Now that we have covered an overview on Sikh culture, let's discuss the beliefs that make Sikhism so unique. Sikh means seeker of knowledge in Punjabi, a language native to the Punjab region of India, in which the Sikh religion was founded by Guru Nanak. The core of this religion is centered around the belief that all followers shall live a virtuous and truthful life while learning how to balance spiritual obligations with everyday life. Unlike a large majority of religions, the Gurus actually condemned blind rituals, such as fasting, superstitions, and idol worship. The Gurus even disapproved of the caste system, which was highly utilized in India, and did not allow any discrimination in their communities whatsoever. Another very interesting belief of the Sikh culture is that they believe in karma and samsara, or reincarnation. They believe that instead of the traditional heaven and hell, their heaven, called the true realm, is open only to individuals that are completely pure of heart and spirit, while those that are not as pure are actually reincarnated. The following quote from Sikh scripture captures this perfectly. Each individual has many reincarnations, but being born a human means the soul is nearing the end of rebirth. God judges each soul at death and may reincarnate the soul, or, if pure enough, allow it to rest with him. Essentially, they believe that if you were one of the ones that was reincarnated, that it was your punishment for not achieving purity in your previous life. Alongside these unique beliefs, there are a set of items that are considered sacred to the culture, as well as a few rules to follow during worship. There are 5 Ks that are items that each Sikh person carries on them at all times once they have joined the Khalsa, or the Alliance of the Pure. The majority of Sikhs keep their hair uncut, or, as they call it, kes, or unshorn hair, as a symbol of their spiritual connection with God. They also wear turbans or dastars, as you can see in this bottom picture here. That is a Sikh individual that is wearing a dastar. The kanga, or small wooden comb, as you can see on the bottom down here, is always carried to remind one of the importance of leading a clean and healthy lifestyle. The kirpan, or small sword, is used to serve as a reminder to always stay pure and fight against the injustices of the world. You can see that on this top over here. Some of them are just plain steel, some of them are actually embellished as that one. The kachera, or undergarment pants, as you can see at the top up here, is utilized and worn at all times to reinforce the sanctity of marriage and monogamy. Finally, the kara, which is a steel bracelet, as you can see down there, is worn at all times to symbolize their endless connection to God. All of these items are to be worn at all times to symbolize their complete devotion to their religion. In regards to worship, Sikhs gather to worship at the Gurdwara, which this right here is one of the biggest Gurdwaras in India. It's also called the Golden Temple, as you can see, obviously why. It's absolutely beautiful from everybody that I've heard that has actually seen it. This place of worship is open to anybody, regardless of religion, color, gender, or social status. During worship, hair is to be covered and shoes are not to be worn in hopes to ground oneself further with God. After worship, langar, which is a free meal prepared by the entire Sikh community, is prepared for anybody in the community, regardless of religion or background. As you can see, this community is a very giving, non-judgmental, and accepting community. Now that we have discussed the Sikh religion in depth, I would like to discuss the contributions that they have made to the United States and other parts of the world. Although the Sikh culture is often misunderstood and compared to other cultures, the community has continued to strive to make improvements within themselves and their surrounding economies. In America and Britain, Sikhs have fought alongside our military in every major war, especially World War I and World War II, and pride themselves in defending what they believe is just and right in the world. Sikhs were also a large majority of the people that helped build the Transcontinental Railroad that connected the Pacific states to the already established Eastern Railroad. The main contribution that Sikhs have made to the world is their willingness to fight for various civil rights issues, mostly women's rights. Upon the writing of the Sikh scripture, the gurus did not believe in the discrimination of women and actually encouraged women to be in leadership positions within their community. Another quote from the Sikh scripture describes the outlook on women within the community. From woman, man is born. Within woman, man is conceived. To woman, he is engaged, and he is married. Woman becomes his friend. Through woman, the future generations come. When woman dies, he seeks another woman. To woman, he is bound. So why call her bad? From her, kings are born. From woman, woman is born, and without woman, there would be no one at all. As we just discussed, Sikhism is a culture centered around living a non-judgmental and pure life. This community holds steadfast to their ideals and beliefs, even when facing the fear of religious persecution due to an enormous misunderstanding of their culture. Although their religion and culture is largely misunderstood, individuals from the Sikh community have helped make many technological advances throughout the United States and the world. Not only has this community provided us with these advances, but they have also helped fight for civil rights and equality to all. In closing, I would like to leave you all with a quote from the Guru Granth Sahib to ponder and put forth in your daily life. This scripture states that one God created all men. All men are molded of the same clay. Recognize the Lord's light within all and do not consider social class or status. There are no classes or castes in the world hereafter.